Hey guys, welcome back to the Republic of Arsenal. In this video, I just wanted to sort of talk about the whole William Saliba situation. William Saliba has definitely been a character since he arrived at Arsenal. From the get-go, he's caused a bit of controversy. Not all his own doing, but a lot of controversy obviously involving his selection or lack of selection in the Arsenal team since he arrived. He got a big money move. He was making all the headlines. 27 million Arsenal invested in this up-and-coming, talented young centre back. He was widely sought after all around Europe with the big clubs, and Arsenal managed to pull it off. We got the deal done, and then we automatically loaned him back to his parent club, Saint Etienne, which, look, at the time made sense. Young player, keep him playing football, keep him developing. We'll take him back at the end of the season, and then look, hopefully he'll be in a better position to slot into our team and continue his development. I think the problem with Saliba is when you sign a young player, automatically, we all hype the player because we get excited by the potential of what the player can go on to be. The price tag definitely doesn't help. The price tag kind of affords the player and the club a little bit less time. People will expect 27 million. He's going to be ready to play. You have to remember, I think the guy was 18 when we signed him. Still very, very young, both as a player, as a man developing, and from the mental aspect as well, especially for a centre half. My personal belief is for a centre half, especially, it's one of those positions on the pitch where you need a mature head on your shoulders. You need to have an understanding of the game. You need to have a different reading of the game, a different perspective. You need to be solid as a centre half. Your decision making has to be there. It's very difficult and extremely rare for a guy of that age to already have that. It's kind of once in a lifetime kind of defenders that you will get. Now, again, he can develop all that in time. At the age of 18, I wouldn't have expected that part of his game to be there. This is why I believe, it makes sense. Loan him back out to Saint Etienne. That makes complete sense. Now, he came back to us in the summer. We all thought he was going to be included in the squad, which is fair enough. He had some injury issues while he went back to Saint Etienne. He broke his foot. He was in and out of the team. There was a bit of controversy from Saint Etienne saying that, Arsenal were trying to dictate his rehabilitation. And then we stopped him playing in the French Cup final against Paris Saint-Germain, which Saint Etienne went on to lose just by a 0-0. So there was that. He was with our squad for the FA Cup final. Obviously wasn't going to play a part in that. But it seemed as though, okay, he's here. He's going to be included in the squad. Now, that hasn't been the case. He's been restricted to under 23 minutes for us since he has come back. And he's been a bit of a PR nightmare for Arsenal and for Mikel Arteta. Obviously, as I said already, the big transfer fee with the hype and, guys get behind their computers on Twitter. Yeah, it's just carnage. It's never going to end well. You have to put everything into perspective as well. When things were going bad, the easy thing for us all to call for as fans was, we're leaking goals. Get this young guy into the team. We paid this much money. He has this much potential. Put 2 and 2 together. It makes perfect sense on paper. It's never that straightforward. I think what people didn't realise is that, as well as Saliba, still being a young man, still probably not the most mature for his age, which we will touch on now in a couple of minutes as well. But like that, it's possible he just wasn't quite ready. We all got excited and hyped for him because we'd seen a handful of YouTube clips, which is a very, very dangerous thing. Like, to be fair, how many of us that were calling for him in the team had actually taken the time to watch every minute of every game that he played for Saint Etienne? A lot of us were going off of the YouTube clips. And let's not forget, you rarely see a YouTube clip of a guy's worst moments. You're only ever going to get his best moments. So you don't really get the full story. So that's why I try my best not to believe the hype until I can see a guy wearing the Arsenal jersey. I can watch him play 90 minutes week in, week out, and then I'll make a better assessment and a better judgment. That's just how I try to do it. So look, as I said, he's been a bit of a PR nightmare for a couple of reasons. He's been quite vocal. He has come out and spoke about the fact that he was expecting to play and expecting to feature for Arsenal, and it hasn't happened. He has recently come out and said that he was basically told by Mikel Arteta after 2.5 appearances in the under-23s that he's not ready for first-team football. Again, this is my belief of a player who's maybe he's lacking the maturity, or maybe he's just a bit naive. He's approached by someone for an interview, and maybe he's just being a little bit too honest, and he's not quite PR savvy. Again, guys like these, they need some guidance in a lot of different areas, not just on the pitch, but also off the pitch, because he's a guy who at the moment is not doing himself any favours. A video leaked last night, which I'm sure a lot of people saw. Again, look, it's one of those, it's a strange video. It's a strange video. I'm not going to comment on the content of whatever, because look, whatever goes on in people's personal life, it's their own business, and it's completely nothing to do with any of us. It's just the fact of the content of the video, what it was recorded, and the fact that it was put out on Snapchat. Now, look, he could have been sending that to anybody, and whoever it went to, they recorded the video, they reshared it. I don't know the full story behind it. Look, again, this is where maturity or lack of comes into play. You can see he's not fully there, and it's understandable. He was with, it looks like it's an older video. It's definitely not a recent video, because he's with the French youth setup. There's a couple of young French players there with him as well. He's not wearing any Arsenal gear. He's not wearing any Nice gear. It's for the French youth national side. So again, look, there is a group of players involved. It's not just Saliba. And in fairness, so Saliba was the one recording the video, not involved in anything else. But yeah, look, I'll leave it at that anyway. Again, it's immature, bad decision making. But look, these are things that players will learn from. Now, Arteta was getting a lot of stick for not playing Saliba. At the end of the day, the manager watches these guys train day in, day out. He watches them, in the under-23s. I'm sure he's got a keen eye on Saliba. He's got his coaching team there. He's got Per Mertesacker. He's got guys giving him feedback. Now, surely everyone must be in agreement that maybe he's not quite ready. That's not to say he's not ready to play first-team football, because we can see he's over at Nice right now. He's just got voted Nice Player of the Month. So he is doing the right things now. He's making strides. Is Ligue 1 the same level as the Premier League? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. So yes, he's over there now. Yes, he looks good. He's doing well, which is amazing. And that's what we want. Is it the same caliber as the Premier League? Maybe he is ready. We won't know until he kicks a ball. But look, he's over there right now. He's doing the right thing, and hopefully that continues. I've seen questions being asked today. Does he still have a future at Arsenal? Can he salvage the Arsenal career? I'll be honest, look, he's been vocal in the media. Yeah, not doing himself any favours. As I said, seems a guy, quite like Guendouzi, needs somebody to sort of put an arm around the shoulder and say, look, these are bad decisions you're making. If you want career longevity, you need to switch on. And again, my belief is, as a centre half, this is a position you have to be mature, you have to be clued in, you have to be switched on. If a guy's going to be making these decisions and mistakes, I would be concerned whether or not he is ready right now. Again, as I did say, it looks like it's an older video. And I've seen people say that it was when he was 16 or 17, which could be the case. Maybe he has learned his lesson. But the video has only just been released, so it's going to be a harsh lesson to relearn all over again. All that aside, I want to do like a little comparison, on whether or not a player can salvage a career. In hindsight, looking at what Saliba has said, what Saliba has done with regard to this new video and comments and stuff that have gone out to the media, definitely think in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't done too much actually wrong. Again, young man, not making the best choices. We've all been there, done it myself. We learn from our mistakes. It's part of life. It's how we grow as a person. Everybody does it, and especially these young guys who are in the limelight as well. They get the bit more media attention. And look, whatever you're feeling on the video, lads be lads, we do some crazy things that probably can't be explained at the best of times. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, look, I want to do a little comparison. A player who managed to, I guess, turn the odds in his favour that looked like were completely against him. Like our club captain, former club captain, Mr. Arsenal, Tony Adams. Tony Adams, we all know about Tony Adams, absolute legend of the club. He's got a statue outside of the Emirates, and rightfully so, an amazing servant. If we take into account his time in the youth team with Arsenal from 1980 onwards, 22 years at the club, so an absolutely amazing servant for Arsenal. Now, Adams was made Arsenal captain at the age of 21. And again, as I said, it's a huge responsibility, not just to be captain, but to be a centre-back. Now, was Tony Adams ready for that at the time? It didn't seem as though he was. He was struggling, even at that time, with drink problems. At the age of, he was about 24 when it happened. He was done for drink driving. He crashed his car. He served time in a Chelmsford jail. He did 4 months. And again, when something like that happens, you think, this guy's finished. That's the end. There's no coming back from this. Look at Tony Adams now. He's retired. He's completely transformed his life. He's been off the drink, off everything. He managed to salvage his career and go on to play for Arsenal all the way up till 2002. Now, that offence, that drink driving offence, happened in 1991. 674 appearances total for Arsenal. 4 league titles, 3 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 2 Charity Shields, a Cup Winners' Cup, 66 caps for England. Mr. Arsenal. Look, if Tony Adams can come back from that, I have absolutely no doubt William Saliba can come back from, in comparison, his minor offences, moments of stupidity. Now is the time for Arsenal as a club to start looking at the player and, I wouldn't say make a decision on whether they're going to get rid or not. If they really believe this guy has the potential that it's been made out, you've got to invest in the guy and you've got to really put the work in now, put the arm around them and say, look, you're being badly advised from whoever or whichever corner. It's time that Arsenal really, really take a keen interest in Saliba and do whatever they can to transform these things and protect them. At the same time, the player needs to do his fair share. If he's not willing to accept the help and he's a repeat offender, similar to Guendouzi, if it's to be believed, Guendouzi, he's had chats with Arteta and, 1 strike, 2 strikes. We've seen what happens now with Guendouzi. I don't know whether Guendouzi has learned his lesson as well. He's still talking to the media and that. So look, some players will take it on board. Some players won't. Hopefully, Saliba will have the right people around him and will get the right help. And look, maybe next season he's back at Arsenal, having had a good season with Nice, and he's ready to play. Does he still have a future with Arsenal? I believe so. Yeah, I definitely believe he can come back from this. I don't think these things that have been talked about are as extreme as some people would lead you to believe. In the grand scheme of things, it's pretty minor. As I said, young guy, silly decision, it happens. But look, hopefully he'll learn his lessons now, and who knows? Future Arsenal captain one day. We just don't know. We just don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So look, thanks so much for watching the video. Remember to like the video, hit the bell notification so you'll know when there's new uploads available. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So thanks again for watching. Come on, you Gunners.